Hi everyone. I thought I would give a small tour of my upcoming pro version of the market structure indicator that I've been working on. Some people have already seen it, some people have been already using the free version. I've been working for months now on this indicator, and lately I've been adding features that I think are really adding a lot of value in analyzing charts and market structure and helping you take good trades. So I want to go through a little bit some of the new features of the indicator, maybe even old features, to show what's coming. I had just recorded this video, 10 minutes of it, and forgot to turn on the audio, so I'm not happy. Anyway, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it in a slightly different way, interactive, adding step-by-step information. You see a random piece of a chart with the start of today, London, Asia, end of the Asia session, beginning of London session, and then completion of London, continuation to the upside. It was a challenging day to trade today because of the broader information around the open. But I'll show you how with market structure that you don't have to draw yourself, things can become clearer and clearer. I also want to show you how customizable this thing is going to be to tailor it to your own style of trading and themes and how you like it to look at charts. So let's start it turning on and keep the features to a minimum. So this is one way to see the current zones that were happening around during the Asia session overnight and then at midnight. So we turned bullish for a while until almost midnight, and then at midnight we started to come down. There were a few bearish breaks, and as you can see, I marked the zones with their 50% line drawn and the zone break that price will need to go through to continue, and price comes back up, then there's going to be a change in market structure. Let's see what we can turn on and what you can see. So some people like to see when a valid pullback or a valid high, a valid low is created, so you can turn it on and you can see these small arrows that annotate actually when a valid pullback or a valid high, a valid low happens. That's very nice to have an early indication of a change of trend. I use it a lot, especially on higher time frame. Let's keep it switched off for now. There's also two different ways to draw zones. Some people want to use wicks as the determining factor. Is if a candle closes below a certain edge of a zone, then a new zone is created. Some people want to use only up close candles for upward movement and only down close candles for downward movement. Some market structure traders do that. If you do that, you get bigger zones with a little bit more confirmation, and wicks matter less. It's a matter of style and what you're used to and how you want to read price. Lately I've been switching to using wicks myself as well. Then the indicator will mark the last candle about to create a valid high or valid low. This you won't see now in the chart because we're looking at the past. You can customize how you want the breakout structure or the market structure shift, or however is your terminology, how you want it to look. Some people like it to look solid lines and all blacks, for example, and you can do that. So some people would like to know when the 50% of an unmitigated zone is tapped. So a new feature of this Pro version, the free version won't have this. You can specify if you want to extend the markers, the 50%, the 30%, or the 70% of a zone until it's mitigated. So if you do that, you get this line. Let's maybe make it, it's customizable. Let's make it solid. And what you'll see is that You can, let's see, let's make it solid and thicker, and this would be the 50% of the zone, and you will be able, basically we will stop tracking that zone if 50% is closed above. If it's wicked, you can decide, probably you'll be able to decide if you want it to body close above or wick. Right now it's wick. Let's make it a little bit less apparent and make it just 1. You can also show not only the 50, but the 30 and the 70. And this might make it a little bit too cluttered, so it's up to you. You can change the color, so you can make it, the 30 and the 50 different, and you might make it dashed, so it's less taxing on the eyes. Maybe you make it that the width is only 1. So there's a lot of customization that you can do. Let's say we don't use the 30 and 70 for now, and let's make this line thicker. This line's solid. Okay, now we have basically a line that will tell us when a certain zone has been mitigated at least 50%. Now, if you start looking at the market structure, what is it that people do with this market structure is start to identify the areas responsible for breaking a certain market structure. So either continuing the trend or reversing the trend. Those areas that are responsible for making breaks in structure are very relevant to reading market structure and order flow. What if you didn't have to draw them yourself and you could decide the grain, so how many candles to use to look for these swings? Well, okay, roll of drums. I have built something that marks them for you. Let me show you how it is. You want to show bullish SNDRs, bearish SNDRs, and you can decide how to annotate them. If you want to show only 50%, if you want them to be dashed, and you can show the origins of the moves. And there's a couple of different ways that you can mark origins. You can just use the last down close or up close candle in the range, or the last swing point. Because sometimes there's no swing point, then you get the whole area. So you have to decide on a style. And maybe later I will be able to use heuristics so that I can mark one that makes sense for you. But for now, this is how it would look. Now, let me just, if we use SNDRs and origins, maybe you don't need the zone boxes shading anymore. So we can go and remove the shading. So let's make it completely transparent. Now, if you had to trade this session with this information already drawn for you, what you'd see is that you would have some very, very, very clean trades, and also some reading about where order flow might go. So we came to test this origin a few times, and here we could not close below it, and we rejected it again. This move was an SNDR that broke this low. And as you can see, we came twice, and at the second wick, we have a sort of a double tap. So here you could have maybe taken, if you use a model that has a double tap inside an SNDR, you could have taken, I can find it, you could have taken maybe this short, and you would have gotten right until this swing low. Price rejects and starts to go high and casually stops at the origin of this and goes back down, creates another origin. So here we had a tap, and then the second time price comes up, it cannot complete it. This is a signal that the market structure is still bearish, order flow is still bearish, and price most likely is going to proceed to the downside. So if you have used SNDRs and origins of the moves before, you've drawn this by hand many times, and if you're still getting your eyes acquainted with all this terminology and the way you're reading price, well, you'll get it done automatically for you. Okay, this was one of the things I wanted to show you. To show you the level of customization that you can realize with this indicator, what if you have a dark theme? Will this work on a dark theme? Of course it will. And you just need to tweak the colors. So let me show you. This is how the same price looks with a slightly different theme choice. I've copied this from one of the traders in the SBS gang named Kenny. I actually am experimenting in setting up a theme that's a dark theme for myself. And you get the same information. The origins are just drawn as these empty boxes. The CNDRs are drawn as these gray boxes. And the breaks are of certain colors. You don't have to do this. You can do this by hand. But sometimes it's nice to double check if you are indicating your annotations make sense, or if you're lazy. It can be done for you. So that's my speech. One other thing I wanted to show you is that this is internal structure. So one trick that I don't know if you guys are aware of is that you can set the starting date of the indicator here. And if you set, if the zones that the indicator draws are a little bit too wide because we're waiting for big breaks, then all this information, the zone information, gets not annotated by the indicator because it's waiting for a break above here or a break below here before drawing the next. So if that's the case, you copy the indicator and you move the starting time. And by moving the starting time, you can get access to the internal structure. All right. This is mostly what I wanted to demo. Well, I hope that this time the audio has been recorded. If it's not being recorded, I'm not going to record it the third time. So I hope for you that this works. Let me say that this indicator is still in development. There's going to be a mailing list where you can sign up to have access, early access, let's say beta access to the indicator. This pro version has been so much work, so will not be free. There will be a subscription associated that will give you access to also many other indicators, several other indicators that I've written. Some people are using even more other indicators that I've written. Those I will make available for free. Anyway, the free version is going to stay free, so don't fret. Actually, a lot of backporting and fixes are going to go into the free version. Free version will not have SNDRs. We will not have extending lines until mitigation, but it will show all the zones the same way that this one does. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know your comments if you're excited about it. And soon I'll publish maybe a mailing list so that you can be informed when this actually is going to be released. I think we're getting closer to a point where it looks nice. It's not 100% accurate. Just want to reiterate, do not expect that this will be 100% accurate on how you draw things or how your favorite content creator and trader does mark things. There will be bugs. There will be special ways that this works that you don't expect. And it's part of a process of improvement and also of interpreting how market structure actually behaves. So anyway, I'll end my speech here. Thank you for watching and talk to you soon. Bye.